Hello everyone, I hope you are well. Today we're going to be discussing Arsenal and more importantly their fullbacks, the pivotal role that they play in Arteta's tactical system and how they have sort of evolved in the actual squad role over the years. As always, if you do enjoy, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and like for more Arsenal related content. This is a little bit different to the usual episodes. I'm basically going to actually deep dive tactically into the Arsenal squad. I think it's important to discuss how Arteta usually utilises his fullbacks. Usually he has obviously the left-hand unit, the central unit and the right-hand unit. He doesn't use them as a family group of that's the back line. He uses them in the attacking way where you've got the left-hand relationship of your left 8, your left back and your left winger, relationship of your right back, your right 8 and your right winger. And I think that is important to understand because obviously different players have different qualities. The right side is all about getting the best out of Bukayo Saka and allowing him to thrive because he is the elite talent. The left side is a little bit less settled. It worked when Granit Xhaka was at the left 8 with Martinelli and Zinchenko in the 23-24 season. But since then, when Xhaka's left, it did bring up a bit of defensive deficiency on that left-hand side because Zinchenko was exposed because Xhaka was no longer covering. And it also meant that Martinelli didn't have that relationship with his left 8. So then it has led for the last 2 seasons him getting progressively worse and worse and losing confidence. One common trend, not necessarily seen with Zinchenko, is that Arteta loves a hybrid centre-back come full-back. Zinchenko is an inverted player, which he does like on that left-hand side. You could say Miles can play inversion. Also, Calafiori in the current squad can play inverted. But it seems like he prefers a big, stocky build full-back. In today's squad, though, every single full-back option that Arsenal have are different. They both have areas of strengths, they both have areas of weaknesses, but there isn't one player whose profile necessarily is exact to the other. For example, beforehand, you could say that Kivior playing in that left-back spot was quite similar to Calafiori in terms of he's a centre-back come left-back. Granted, they have different strengths and weaknesses, but that's what he is. But now the difference between Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly is quite wide. Calafiori then, he is definitely the weirdest profile that Arteta has. He's positionally flexible and has the ability to cause chaos like no other player arguably in the Arsenal squad. For me, he is quite similar to how Núñez was for Liverpool, the striker, as in at times it looked like he was playing, but he didn't even know what he was going to do, but the opposition didn't know what he was going to do, so no one could deal with him. And that is an aspect that Arsenal do really need in their squad. Calafiori then, he adds so much offensively. He continues to run, he's a powerful runner. He is a strong ball striker, but he's also relentless. You've seen him at times end up, I think it was Southampton last year, where he followed the ball in and ended up in striker and put it back past the keeper into the bottom left corner. It's important then to look at his weaknesses. I mean, he is not very good at long distance transition positioning, as in when Arsenal lose it on a turnover, he is usually the one that's unsettled in that rest defence and he can get caught out there. His running style has poor balance to it and I think this contributes to his injuries. I feel that he may have an inverted step, but when he overextends it seemingly comes where he gets a lot of knee injuries, which has led him to being out for a lot of the last campaign. Miles Lewis-Skelly, on the other hand, has so far shown an unbelievable ability at breaking the press using his body to shield off opponents running in on him. That is likely due to his roots in midfield. He also thrives at threading passes through to that left 8 midfielder or the striker in between the lines. He has quick feet and an innate ability to be able to hold off opposition with his body positioning. He likes to put his arm across and hold the player off with a strong arm. Negatives of Lewis-Skelly's game though is his 1v1 defending can leave him isolated and can be shaky. He can rely too much on his ability to use his body, which can then mean that he pulls people down as seen in the West Ham red card. For a fullback, I also believe that Lewis-Skelly does not have that top end pace that might be needed and he can be overconfident. I also would like to see him develop his crossing ability a bit more. We don't really see him overlap and get a ball in as much. He is a similar profile technically, I think, to Zinchenko. He probably has less weight on the pass than the Ukrainian, but I think he's overall probably better defensively. His best games, I believe, are against the quicker but weaker wingers, where he can use his body and his sort of ability just to get between the winger and the ball and shield them out of play. Jurrien Timber is arguably the best 1v1 defender in the Premier League. Possibly Arsenal's best raw defender. I don't know, it's a touch-up between him and Gabriel Magalhaes. He is elite in tight spaces. He's excellent in that 1v1. And he's good with long balls. He's deceptively quick over distance as well. So they are the positives of the Netherlands international. He's not best, however, in the final third, though. He's got poor overlap timing in building that relationship with Saka. I don't think it's quite there yet. And his crossing is a bit hit and hope. He likes to get to, when he gets in a crossing position, he just sort of swings it in and hopes for the best. He's 5'10", so he's not necessarily the most dominant in the air. And he's also had 2 major injuries in the last 2 years, which means that he's injury prone. He's an elite player in most game states, apart from against a low block team, I believe, when we dominate and we need someone on that right back spot to do an overlapping run to dismantle the defence a bit. Benny Blanco, or Ben White, in my opinion, is Arsenal's best fullback. He's relentless, his work rate's incredible. He's a great crosser of the ball, he likes to put that little dink to the back post. He's a great long passer, he's versatile, can play in DM, right back and centre back. His combination and relationship in the right-hand side unit that we discussed before between Saka and Ødegaard and himself shows his identity as a player. He overlaps constantly, is a major part of Arsenal's attacking force overall. And he also adds that sort of shithouse gene that Arsenal need, because I do believe the team as a whole, as much as they're dominant physically, they're a bit too nice to opposition. There's always like Rice will make a challenge and then it'll be a 50-50 and then he'll hug the player. There's none of that with Ben White. Ben White will just laugh in your face if you start whinging. And I think that is a great thing to have. We need a bit more of his sort of aggression within the football team as it stands. But weaknesses for him: long distance recovery speed, he can get caught out. After his injury, his 1v1 defending has been a little bit suspect. Aerially, he has never been the most dominant. He's good. I think he's probably better in the air than Timber, but he's never been the most dominant. And he's less comfortable in tight spaces, such as Timber, where Timber thrives. His injury record recently has been poor, but I would play Ben White against any low block because that running can really dismantle opposition defences. Not to mention that he's also really good from set pieces at annoying players and the goalkeeper. The takeaway from all this then is that Arteta does not seemingly want the same type of profile fullback. He wants a different profile in every single situation. He's got a close runner like Calafiori, a midfield passer like MLS, a lockdown defender like Timber, or a complete engine like Ben White. Each player comes with their own strengths and flaws. Together, they give Arsenal tactical flexibility that is much needed over a Premier League season, and few teams in Europe can match. In my opinion, Arsenal's fullbacks are the best in the world. Not in an attacking sense, but in terms of just a complete unit sense. I think, for example, Ben White and Jurrien Timber have a claim to be the best right backs individually in the Premier League on their own. So that is a testament to the squad that Arteta, Edu, before, and now Berta has built. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I really hope all 4 can stay fit for the foreseeable. I haven't included Hincapié because I haven't seen him play yet. I also don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, please like and subscribe on the video for more. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.